We interrupt your weekend for breaking news. This just in. The Saturday Spin podcast is live. 3 friends, 3 perspectives, 1 mission to spin the week's headlines their way. Politics, pop culture, and the stories everyone's talking about. But no one's saying quite like this. This is the Saturday Spin podcast, breaking down the news before Monday can twist it back.
Yeah, welcome back. Thank you, Corey. Always a pleasure doing business with you.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. And welcome back. Welcome back, Patrick, to episode 3 of the Saturday
Yes, sir.
Spin.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm stoked. I'm stoked about this one. PR was on another assignment, so we wish him well. We'll see him again next week. But this week, there's been some recent developments from a May 2nd announcement via the USD. And this is, of course, is involving your SNAP and SNAP benefits. So what are we talking about? Recent investigations revealed widespread fraud in the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, known as SNAP, prompting the USDA to require all recipients to reapply for benefits. I'm sure that this is going to run into the courts.
Well,
It's going to be delayed. There's going to end up being a court battle, but this is the beginning foundation of that. What's the reasoning for this? Okay. There's over 40 million Americans must reapply. Investigators have found 186,000 cases where benefits were being sent to people who had already died.
Or double benefits. I believe there was, I don't know the statistic on the double benefits, but people were double dipping somehow, some way.
Skipping
either way, this system is completely flawed and needed to be revamped. In my opinion.
Absolutely.
My opinion.
Stolen benefits. Just last year, SNAP recipients lost $320 million due to these fraudulent cases. Now, this isn't about me going to the grocery store and having to buy 6 of these because the moment they're there, they're gone. That's not what this is about. This is about the people who need that service, and they're just getting smacked around. Things are being taken away from them. Now, as the show goes on, we're going to go through a list of pros and cons, because this is, maybe there's another way. We're not the smartest people in the room, but as we sit and chat, maybe something can come up, or maybe it'll spark an idea out there in y'all's mind.
Okay, I do have this. I do have the statistics. The statistics.
All right. Thank you, sir.
2023 obviously is the only one we're going to get statistics from. 2024 is obviously still going to be under investigation. 10.5 billion, 11.7% of the benefits in 2023 were improper overpayments or payments that shouldn't have been made. 11.7%. Now let that sink in.
Yeah, so that's over 400,000 people.
An eighth of the population that's getting them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's frustrating, and it's very upsetting, because there are the people that need it. And now these people are going to be hurt, and they are. And now you're going to hear about this from multiple different sides: political this, political that, Republicans this, Democrats that, socialists this. I don't give a frank about any of that. This sucks for the people who actually need it, because there is no way for, not to my knowledge, as of right now, there's no way for me to look at this piece of paper and that piece of paper and understand immediately that this person is real and this person is effing around and this person needs it now, right? Like, there's no way So it's more or less going to go on the luck of the draw, how fast your system works, how fast your county office or your state office works. The specifics are gray to me in that regard, but I mean, I'm sure most of it's going to be done electronically. You're going to have backlogs. This is going to take a minute. Now, because of that, I believe that the court systems are going to get involved, and righteously so. We haven't even hit the pros and cons yet. So if that makes you upset and you know more than we do at this time, awesome. Hopefully we find out why you're upset. But for the rest of us, we're gonna try and walk into this blindly, and we're gonna see what's out there. So SNAP costs taxpayers about 100 billion annually. Okay, so far what we know, over 40 million Americans, I think the number's around 42 million,
Yeah.
186,000 cases where benefits were being sent to people who had already died, 11.7%, as you can see there on the screen, or as it was on the screen
In 2023. All right,
in
these are just
2023.
stats from 2023. They're just
Yep.
giving this as just a
Taxpayers,
rule. If you want to find out the real
taxpayers,
number, go to the Government Accountability Office website.
SNAP costs taxpayers about 100 billion annually. So in 2023, that number was what, like just over 10 billion, if I remember what you had said correctly.
It
So,
says improper payments or overpayments that shouldn't have been made, but then it says
yeah,
obviously down here the improper payments number 11.7% includes both errors and fraud. Not all of it is intentional or misuse. I mean, say what
of
you
course,
want. I mean,
it doesn't
it's
listen.
not always saying somebody's at fault. No, obviously not.
It's
But
money lost in a program
yeah.
that needs it. So it doesn't matter if even if it's incompetence. Incompetence is worse than fraud, in my opinion. You're getting paid to do a job, you should do it. But all right, so I'm glad you had brought that up. But anywho, so you're talking 10% of the yearly annual on this scenario is being mishandled, be it fraud or incompetence. Great correction there. So, what this means going forward, recipients are going to face new hurdles. Millions of households must reapply, which could delay or disrupt benefits. Taxpayer savings versus access concern. Well, the crackdown aims to save billions in misuse, which could be going to many other things. Could be, I mean, imagine if like that money could have been used for the bird flu or some spit like that, or
Right.
but obviously wouldn't have been used for that because money that is allocated can only be for that. But I mean, there's a lot could be done with $10 billion, and
Right. I
that's
mean, we're
annual.
not even saying that it should be allocated towards one specific thing. It could go to help multiple things.
Well, absolutely in
There's
the
thousands of different
USDA
programs.
program.
Yeah.
So heightened oversight, expect tighter monitoring of eligibility, stricter audits, and more aggressive law enforcement actions against fraud rings. I'm okay with all of that, especially if this allows a majority of that money to start being funneled to the people it needs to go. Now, ain't no reason anybody needs to be getting a raise once we figure out some of these leaks, right? Like there's just because there's extra money now, I don't expect to see any of these top dogs getting extra money because hey, good job. Like you give that money to the people where it's supposed to go. Of course, in my opinion, and I'm sure Patrick's opinion, that's and doing that shit just doesn't make sense. All right. You guys are all living well above. You don't got to be rich. That's crazy to me, right? But you're living well above middle class. You're fine. You don't need to make 10% more every year because you want a new boat. You work for a program for people who are having trouble putting food on the table.
This is one of the things that I picked up on that I didn't even know was entirely possible. I knew they could do it with your
Yeah.
debit card or your credit card. They were skimming EBT machines
Yeah.
to get the EBT card numbers. Now, I mean, this is obviously way bigger than somebody,
We well so
this
at my I'm glad you bring that up. At my
yeah,
income tax job, 2 to
yeah.
3 times a day, guaranteed 2. but 2 to 3 times a day, we have to go through and check all of the card machines for card skimmers, and there are multiple different tools that we utilize, different colors. I mean, there's a system.
Yeah.
So consumers, the retailers are doing what they can or have started doing what they can. So that's good to, and the penny thing, that's awesome as well. We'll get into that a little bit here later on in the show. So I asked if is this info on a .gov site as well. And of course, the only thing currently on the .gov website, the USDA, is the May 2nd release. The May 2nd, 2025, the U.S. Department of Agriculture announced targeted operations against criminal stealing SNAP benefits.
So this is
So
like
for
their
May,
yeah,
yeah,
this was like
this
their 9-month long investigation. Yeah.
investigation. So this is what's coming from that. Now again, I cannot tell y'all enough. Like, don't like this. This isn't to scare people. This is just things that are happening. Maybe it's a mountain, maybe it's a hurdle. But the cool thing about life is that you've made it this far and you've climbed every hurdle and you've managed to continue trucking through. We know you can. We know you got it. We're here for you. So that's kind of why we're going to be digging into the pros and cons. So it's also in the food and nutrition services, and all of this can be found on the USDA websites, the .gov websites. Transparency, authority, and actionability. And congress.gov sites, not just good old media reports. Now, here are the highlights from the mid-November 2025 announcement. And these came from Politico. Let's see, what is it? Politico.com, ibtimes.co.uk, ibtimes.com, snap eligibility calculator.com/USDA head, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so these are the headlights, and most of it is just what we've already covered. But again, we want to make sure that we're all staying in the same little bubble. So we had the 186,000 deceased. This is saying 186,000 deceased individuals were still receiving SNAP benefits, and that's coming from International Business Times, IBT.com. 500,000 people were found to be collecting double benefits. That's something that BizPackReviews.com 2025. These findings came from data provided by 29 Republican-led states, which revealed systematic issues in eligibility checks. That came from snapeligibilitycalculator.com. So what's next? Implementation details pending. The USDA has not yet released the exact timeline or process for this reapplication, which is probably why it's not on their website yet, because this is going to
Oh yeah, it's got to be it's something that's going to take quite a while for the government to be able to implement
absolutely.
something like this. This is considering as many people as you've said 40 million people is not something that you can just do overnight. This is why it was such an issue with them doing half payments for the benefits too, because they have to do that all manually, which is insane to me. But
Now, the names of all of these reporters, will give you that at the end. Oh, I got to call them. Yeah, I got to call those people too. All right, I'll call you later. Sorry. Yeah, stop trying to call me while I'm busy, man. That's crazy.
everybody's busy, eh?
Everybody's busy all the time. What we just talked about, a majority of the sources on that, of course, is going to be your Fox News, Fox Business, WSBT.com, and a huge reason for the uncovering of this was actually, funny enough, the government shutdown.
Yeah.
So somebody tried to use it as a political gain, regardless on who you think it may be. And all it really did was backfire on whomever tried to use it that way. Shout out to the people trying to get dirt on Trump by talking to Epstein. That was crazy.
Oh, that
Um,
yeah. I
yeah,
don't
we'll
wanna
talk about that next week. We're gonna let a little bit more come out about that. It's crazy. Potential pros and cons. Here we go. Fraud reduction. This identifies and removes ineligible recipients, deceased individuals, duplicate accounts. We're talking saving taxpayers billions annually by tightening oversight. Will this? It's would this? It's going to dig out. It's with today's AI. This is the first pro, and I already kind of have a problem with it.
Yeah.
With today's AI ability and governmental reach, more or less, there's got to be a database of people with a social security number that died.
Well, you think
How
a
do
a
you
very simple Google
how,
search usually
how,
tells you if somebody's got an obituary.
how do you not have the ability then to see real time if that person is still accepting their benefits? Now, I understand that it's wrong, but you got warning signs on a plastic bag for me not to put my fucking head in it because somebody did it sometime. You mean to tell me you're not prepared for something like this? This is where I start getting upset. This kind of, but again, this will, of course, identify and remove most ineligible recipients. A restored trust demonstrates accountability in a program often criticized for
Uh,
waste, may
you
reassure the public that SNAP funds are being used properly. Yes, sir.
Good thing you said this. I did. I looked it up. No single website or agency automatically stops the benefit payments. Specific agencies handle the notification process. You must report a death to a relevant agency such as the Social Security Administration to stop payments potential for survivors,
Yeah.
benefits, veteran affairs. It's all the
How
same,
is
blah, blah,
there?
blah, all the way down. Yes, if there's no one, if there's not a next of kin, who's notifying them that this person deceased?
So we had a room
Yeah.
somewhere in our government spreading LGBTQ plus propaganda in Africa or wherever, whatever country that was, with the Sesame Street and all that spit.
Yeah.
You mean
So
to tell me we can't get a
I heard about
government
this.
room to? You mean to tell me we can't get a room in the government that finds out if people are dead or not?
I had a
That's
question for you.
crazy to me.
You could pay interns for this. You
Dude,
know what I
there's so
mean?
much
College
you can do,
interns.
bro.
Easily,
There's so much
easily.
you can do.
And this is
You
something necessary for the government
you
to
got
save
damn
money.
call centers. You got call centers out the ass that would be able to achieve most of this,
Oh,
right?
yeah. They can call
Oh
you
my
and ask
goodness.
you about your car warranty. They can
I did,
definitely call you and ask if you're still alive or not.
and this is why I love walking into this open-minded, because like I didn't have that, or we didn't have that idea at the start of the show. Here we are towards the middle, and
Yeah.
we've already got a great idea coming out of the woodwork. And forgive me, I am painting the rest of this week, but
Yes.
regardless, I digress. Why not start a office that finds out when people on benefits die? Like, it's not that hard, right? Like you kind of just come on now. Come on now. All right. So anywho, system modernization forces states and USDA to upgrade verification systems, could lead to stronger identity protections. Okay, again, I'm not upset about that. Okay, so there's a handful of pros. About half the pros I'm okay with, half the pros I'm not okay with. How about you, Patrick? Because the last one
I'm
is
I'm
political
I'm ki
leverage, and I can
I'm
give you
kinda
reasons
I'm
why.
kinda 50-50 on the same
I'm
thing.
yeah,
Here you
yeah,
go.
yeah.
This is what I came up with.
National Automated Benefit Review Agency, NABAR. Yep.
Hold
Yeah,
on, hold on, hold on. It
yeah.
gets
It's
even
just like your friendly neighbor.
it
Yeah,
gets
yeah,
even
yeah,
it gets even better just so that if people are following along, they can understand what you and I are trying to
yeah.
get at.
Like cheese and rice. So while you're doing that, let's hit into the first con. Burden on recipients. Millions of low income families must reapply, risking delays or interruptions in food access. Vulnerable groups, elderly, disabled, rural household. That's fucked up. but rural households may struggle with paperwork or digital access. Whatever you this that. I don't write it. I just
See,
read it.
look, you can't. I came up with this in 30 seconds.
Yeah, the DVS.
The DVS,
And you mean to tell,
verification system.
bro? Like,
Look at what it does. It even comes up and tells you, oh, an encrypted system that receives daily updates from hospitals, coroners, state vital records offices, Social Security Administration. Wow, that's really hard to do, isn't it? I get it. It's privacy laws, and there's a lot of that. But I hate to say this. When someone passes away, you want to talk about privacy laws? There are certain states out there, once a corpse is a corpse, it's public property in some states, which is ridiculous to me. Isn't
yeah,
that
I'm not gonna. Yeah, I just looked up if insurance companies get automatic death,
and they don't either,
They
or
don't.
do they?
They don't
No.
either. So if there was a way, they probably would have done it. But again, in the governmental sense, like you can even just and this is modernizing the verification process, right? Send proof of life every 90 days or so, or every
Charles,
6 months. Like,
it gets even better. We can have the ABT, the automatic benefit termination system, SNAP, SSI, SSDI, disability insurance, Medicaid, housing assistance, veteran benefit assistance, except when spouses that are involved or family members are involved to pass.
Correct.
Any state-run programs connected to their ID, Fraud Prevention Bureau, stolen EBT cards, identity theft, family misuse. This just leads into an entirely, it's almost like we have an agency like this, but it just doesn't work the way that it should.
But and as you were saying that, I'm like, oh, that kind of sounds like what this people do and what these people do over here. So you got this,
but they're not doing it, obviously.
You got this store in this company doing this, and you got this door over here in this company doing this. Here's the best part about the government: both of those doors are on the same floor, but they don't can talk to each other. So why not put them in the same room? Why does that have to be that department? And why? Again, I see why old Muskie went crazy.
And look at this right here. This is something that I think we should have for a lot of things, especially for elderly people.
Well, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, it's just common sense. A lot of these things are common sense.
All right. So let's get up to some cons. That was the first con.
Yeah.
And I agree. I agree with it. Absolutely. Administrative chaos, state agencies already stretched thin, may face backlogs. Here's something I don't understand about that. Like, if the government needs 10,000 more jobs, they just create 10,000 more jobs. So I guess we'll have to dig into that.
Oh, the easily 10,000 jobs for that. That's something we literally could pass along to like our state and local government and then be like, introduce
10,000 jobs per state.
Yeah.
10,000 per state. You're talking 500 plus thousand. And that would be.
And I get it. The thing is, I get it. Some of this stuff is privacy laws. You got to get around that. But if you get to the death certificate records, that's where it all goes in, your state ID, all these things. Everybody gets notified instantly, just like that. It's not that difficult. You're making it difficult.
I don't see how it would be privacy if it would more or less just be.
It's just a notification.
Like a required checkup.
Right. It's just hey, are you still kicking? Not to be cringe or anything, but yeah. It's exactly what it is.
Sorry, there's terrible people out in this world and we have to do this, but are you still here?
Yeah.
There's terrible people out in this world. We have to do this. Are you still here? Like, sometimes you just gotta, like you're getting paid.
Right. The police got to do it. Police,
you just got to do it.
Police get called for welfare checks all the time on people. They're not doing it because they hate the person. They're doing it to check in on them. Hey, you doing all right? You okay?
So and again, I agree with this con as well. Risk of overcorrection, sweeping measures may punish honest recipients. And I thought long and hard about this. And I'm in a position to maybe be more aware. Because again, you're like, what are you going to do? You're going to go up to everyone and go, are you supposed to have those benefits? So it's very touch and go. So I don't think I think that's just something we have to live with, to be honest with you, because there's no way for me to go up to anyone and be like, all right, how much you get, and are you supposed to be getting that? Like, what right would I have, even if I was getting paid by the government in this sense? What right would I have to do that? So the best way for this to be done is the only way, more or less, is the
Well,
reapplication process.
right.
But now, a way to get around the clutter. If you just have 40 to 42 million people reapply, you're going to be in trouble.
Right. There's
So,
going to be a backlog. You
so
can't, the system can't handle that much. Yeah.
I think you do it in brackets.
Right. States,
You, well, and not even just states.
just age
Maybe
groups. Yeah.
one state at a time. That's a good
Yeah.
idea. Age group. That's a great idea. Yeah,
Single mothers. Yeah. Whatever, however they want to do it. I mean, yeah.
absolutely. Category of disabilities, right? Like the veterans, right? Like, and there's F load of veterans, right? There's not a lot of it.
Right.
I was
I
never
mean,
able to get any of those assistances. I like
no,
the most
I'm
most I
thinking
was able to get on a food card was 25 cents.
But I'm thinking women, elderly, single mothers,
Oh,
elderly
absolutely.
children. Like you obviously do a front of the first of the
I
line type situation thing, yeah. It's and the people you're
probably
still getting benefits, by the way. Charles and I are just saying you need to reapply in order to extend your benefits. People thinking that we're saying this that you shouldn't get it. No, it's just the
no.
application process we're talking about.
You have them now. So again,
Right.
because of the timing and because of the way this will be like, if it'll be implemented, in my mind, the best way to do that would be a notification 3 months before the end of this benefit that it will start at the beginning of the next benefit.
Well,
And
right.
if your state is going through that, if your state isn't going through that, your stuff continues to go until we get to your state. That would be a good way to do it. And I think probably age. I think age brackets. Obviously, you ask anyone who's over 100 to reapply. That should be a few thousand people, right? Like, let's go find out. Let's go find out how many of them are actually kicking. And then you go 75 to 99, right? Because that's a good block, 75 to 99. Then you go 49 to 74, and then 48 and under. I think those are some fantastic age brackets there. And that would allow, again, it's not something that's going to be done overnight. Might take an entire term
Right.
in our
Eh,
United States political sense. Because, of course, on the other side of the con, you more or less have people on the left screaming at people on the right. That's just what you hear every day. So I don't care about that when it comes to pros or cons. This is about the people who need the assistance. This isn't about gaining a political opinion. You take that shit and wipe your ass with it. So, big things coming to Snap. Lots of pros, lots of cons. We're going to keep our eye on it for you, obviously. Y'all should definitely keep your eye on it. Here in just this 30-minute episode, you had Patrick and I spiffing some really great ideas. Honestly, like,
Absolutely, absolute insanity, Charles. The fact that the program actually believes that it will stop overpaying benefits and will save the country $22 billion within the first year. That's insane that we just came up with that in what 30 minutes of the show, just by spitting ideas back and forth between each other. That's crazy. You're
yeah,
welcome.
and we don't even get paid Congress money
So
for
you
that. So
tell me
hit
we
us,
should send this to President Trump then, I guess.
hit us up in the comments. Let us know what you think. Let us know how you feel about this. Dig into it yourself. This is why we tell you to stay grounded, stay curious, right? Look into this because you're going to start hearing a lot about it. And do you want to be told what to think or do you want to learn what to feel? That's how I look at it. You can be told what to think or you can learn how to feel. And the best way to learn is for you to go out there and do it yourself. Patrick, did you have anything else you wanted to add to this?
everybody out there, take care of yourself. If you are somebody that's out there and needing assistance, we do have churches, we do have hospitals. There's lots of places to go to get help. We don't want to see you struggle. We don't want to see you hurting. We don't want to see families getting broken apart. But at the end of the day,
Yeah,
help each other out.
absolutely. Hit us up in the comments. Let us know how you feel. Remember, stay curious, stay grounded, and this world is a much better place with you in it.